Hello and welcome back to Herald Hearth. I'm really excited that you're here today with me, and I want to thank you for doing that. If you just take a moment and breathe all the way in and all the way out and arrive fully in whatever place you are right now, whatever time, arrive fully there in this moment. Now, if you've been around in my readings before, you know that you can call me Auntie A, and I'm super excited you're here. Normally, I don't actually have cards out when I first start my reading. However, when I was just moving this deck here and pulling it out, I just kind of did one loose shuffle to make sure that it was ready to go, and these just popped out. So we're going to start with this, and I'm going to use it as a theme for our reading. So this reading to me, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. This is about the work you've been doing and the legacy you've been building, the life you've been building. And I'm not just talking about like the life you have today, the life you're living now, the life you can live next week. I'm talking about generational legacy. I'm talking about changing the whole structure, the whole kit and caboodle. I wish this was a little bit straighter. I can't seem to get it straight when I do these videos, but I suppose that's just a little thing that bugs my brain. So I'll just continue on, and I'll just try to ignore it. That's all right. Human too, you know? We're all walking this journey together. So I'm going to get started. We're going to keep these down here as just a kind of a goalpost, guidepost. You've been thinking a lot about your legacy. If you do have kids, if you are planning to have kids, if you want to have kids, you might be thinking a lot about how that's going to look when it's passed down, how you want to go about it. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's planning, there's work going in here. The Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, he's kind of mid-swing, mid-hammer swing. And you are working on this and have been working on this, but you're almost taking a moment to step back and look at it. Look at it. Lucky number 7. Something about a lucky number 7. Okay, so I did a bit of a drawing earlier today, and it's sitting next to me, and I just keep feeling like I have to go over it. So I'm going to just show it to you. It's just based off of a couple wonderful drawings I saw on Pinterest because I was just doing some doodling. So lucky number 7. You know what? I'll hold it here for you as I go through it. But beetles, chickens, dandelions, strawberries, homesteading, native flowers, specifically native plants, like to wherever you are located, specifically whatever is natural for that place. But dandelions also came up as well. I think that's more of a perseverance thing. Honeybees have been coming up as well. Ducks, a chapel building, and a nice warm cup of tea. So if you don't have one and you want to get one, feel free to pause. Feel free to take a moment. Do this at your own pace. There's no rush. I'm definitely not feeling a rush of energy today or a panicky energy. This is very much a sit for a second. And let's talk. So, Spirit, let's talk. Where do we want to start today for these wonderful people who are here? What's the message that you want to talk about? We're starting here. Okay, beautiful. What do we have today? This one? No? Okay. All right. Whatever you say. We have some sodalite, and I want to say this is hematite, but I might be wrong. And a little shell down here as well. Okay, one flipped over in my hand. Judgment. Wake up call. New beginning. New start. Ooh, I love it. I'm getting some, for those who may identify as part of the LGBTQIA+. I'm getting a little bit of a vibe there. All right, I feel like there's maybe one more in here. All right, yeah, is that it? No, there it is. So funny. Trust your instinct, that's what I'm getting. Okay, all right, so we have our Seven of Swords. That's my self-sabotage card. We have 5 of Wands, competition. Okay, we're gonna start with these two because they flipped up right. We've got competition. We've got 5 of Wands. 5 is always a bit of a challenge. So it's like you've been preparing. You've started your preparation in the journey of the Wands. And now you're coming to a point of challenge. Fighting for what you're doing. Standing up and defending it. And you are being watched. I'm getting this sensation. I said that and I looked at my timer. And at that moment, my timer, at least on my end, said 444. Yeah, you are being watched. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in the sense of you're not the only one involved in this, okay? In tandem with this, I'm getting, this is a message about, you know, you've been trying to not self-sabotage yourself again. You've been trying to look at the patterns in your life and the things that have been really challenging and the things that have stopped you in your tracks. And you're looking at it with an attempt at new judgment, with new information, right? So when you learn something and you learn something new about something, you might have to make a new judgment call on that thing. And that's normal. That's healthy. That's nothing to be ashamed of, right? To say, hey, I didn't have that information before. I didn't know that. And now that I know that, I'm going to be changing my opinion. That's a wonderful thing. That's an excellent thing. That means that you are taking control of that. So we have this fighting energy and the 7 of Swords. There's chickens on this card too. Something definitely about chickens. Definitely about chickens. If you have chickens, maybe check on them. Don't know why that was important, but anyways, let's continue. So there are spirit guides, guardians, angels, ancestors watching. Spirit is watching, is looking out for you. But I'm getting, this is like, it's one tiny arena and context where they're not necessarily going to like jump in front of you and do it for you, if that makes sense. If I'm making sense, Spirit, put the right words in my mouth. Talk to me so nice so I can get this message across to the people who need it. Yeah, this is something that, you know, you got to do yourself. And that's part of why you're like, okay, I don't want to self-sabotage this. I know that there are things that I got to step up and do on my own. I know there are things that only I can do. Right? If it was something somebody else can do, it would have been done. Or maybe it just wasn't time, but this is the time. This is your fight. This is the thing that you have been fighting for. And to me, the thing you have been fighting for is a new legacy, a new life, a new history, a new home, a new center of community, a new generational start. There's also homes on this picture. I have like a little house depicted. And then on top of that, I did call this a chapel, even though when I actually drew it, I didn't actually think it was anything. But I'm getting chapel, not necessarily in the sense of like strictly religious community, but a like-minded community that holds similar values. Okay, that's gorgeous. Love that, Spirit. Thank you for talking to me so clearly. All right, next ones. Let's see here. Death, end of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle. That is really, really encouraging. That's really encouraging. I love that. Let's see. 3 of Swords. Yeah, no, that's in reverse. Okay. Normally I don't take these because they're round in reverse unless I specifically get a little note from Spirit. Like, nope, that came out in reverse, which is actually really positive because the 3 of Swords in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is that heart with 3 swords through it. And so often it represents grief. In this card specifically, it's 3 women fighting and one woman is getting hit. She's dropped her weapon, or no, she hasn't dropped her weapon, pardon me. But she's been hit in such a way right in the center, right in the solar plexus. Confidence, self-esteem. Maybe that's part of what you've been reworking and building anew because you're thinking, you know what? I had such terrible self-esteem. I put up with such foul treatment. I put up with so many things that now I'm looking back at and thinking, oh gosh, man, I'm kind of grieving the fact that I put up with that maybe. And so this might be a bit of a strange grieving process. It might feel a little bit different, but don't give yourself a hard time for feeling grief for something that you don't necessarily understand or don't necessarily feel like, you know, quote unquote, deserves grief. Grief is not just something that happens when you lose somebody close to you. It is much more all-encompassing than that. All-encompassing in the sense of it can apply to anything that matters to you, that's in your life, that has meaning for you. So even though this old structure and this old pattern is something that you want to move away from, it's not something that you necessarily want to propagate and continue growing and to continue harvesting that fruit, but it also comes with some self-reflection and maybe a little bit of emotion as you are looking back over that. But you're doing it in this, I just, oh, can you clarify that for me? Okay, the end of Breakfast Club. Specifically, the end of Breakfast Club. That's important for somebody. There's this sense of bittersweetness at the end of this cycle and this beginning of new, because death is always death of the old into the birth of the new. They're one and the same, unless something is totally out of whack in the cycle, which that's not happening here. We're talking about a cycle, a new birth. Judgment on Rider-Waite-Smith decks is an angel blowing a horn and waking up those who have been sleeping, those who have been non-conscious. Ooh, yes, the Tower. This was something that might have been really foundational in your life. It might have been something that people were preaching, not necessarily just religious context, but saying it should be a certain way. And, be humble. Ooh, sit down, be humble. But there's a bitterness on my tongue as I say that. I love that. That refrain is so fun, and it's such a great song. But sit down, be humble. That can be good in some cases, but the song's a great song, but I'm hearing it in a different taste. I'm hearing it with bitterness on the tongue. I'm hearing somebody telling you, sit down, be humble. And what they were teaching was not humility. It was self-subservience. It was, lowering your self-worth. So this is something that you have been, might have taken up a lot of space, a lot of energy, and a lot of time, a lot of resources even in your life, but you are at this point where you are so willing to just kind of let it go, let it down. I got some more cards here. Oh, it's such a light energy too. Like, as much as there is this kind of like point to the solar plexus, I feel, you can't really see it, but I feel so much energy like up in my heart space, right below my collarbones. It's so wonderful. These ones? No, just that one. Okay. Oh, okay. This is interesting. 7 birds. We had birds on here as well, and we had 7s on here. Okay, so this is an art card, actually. This is not a tarot card. This is a card of art that is by Pamela Coleman Smith, who was the artist behind the Smith Coleman Waite decks. So this is one that I actually keep in my deck. Now, what I love about this is it represents a relationship, a close relationship to me, where this woman is putting up her hand. She's putting up a boundary. Maybe this man is leaning in for a kiss and she's hand up saying, whoa, whoa. And there's this question of, will he respect it or will he not? Well, she doesn't know. But what she does know is that if he doesn't respect it, she'll walk away. 7 birds. Luck. What's the crow rhyme? 1 for sorrow, 2 for mirth, 3 for a wedding, 4 for birth, 5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a secret never to be told. I'm going to double check that. I'll put it in the comments in the description box if I've gotten it wrong, and I'll correct myself. But for a secret to have never been told. Is that a secret from you, or that you're hearing, Spirit? Okay, it's a secret being revealed that's never been shared before. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait, that's really exciting. Okay, this is a process that Spirit has been waiting for the right moment, waiting for the opportune moment. And this is it. It's like the horn is gone, the race is, the horses have raced out of the gate. 7 for a secret never to be told. Okay. Yeah, you've done a lot of work. You've come to the point where you have enough experience and enough growth to understand the difference between paranoia and defense, to understand the difference between paranoia and experiential knowledge. And you are at this place where you are reliable enough, you have the skills, you have the knowledge, you've had the experiences that you needed in order to put you in this place where Spirit can now bestow the secret unto you, can reveal this secret to you. Oh, I'm getting like shivers. I'm so excited. Okay. All right, Spirit, this is amazing. Where would you like me to go next? Seed and sickle? No. Yeah, this one. Okay. This is a beautiful rescued tarot deck. I don't actually know the name. It didn't come with a title, but it has a very unique energy. This is a survivor. This deck is a survivor. It comes out for very particular readings. So what is, can we know the secret, Spirit? Maybe not. Maybe not, but we can get a hint. Okay. The secret is going to be unique to each of you. The secret is going to be unique, and it will be something revealed unto you. Maybe I, Auntie A, don't necessarily have the experience and the knowledge to carry your secret, your thing, the thing that is being revealed unto you, okay? But we can go a little bit into it with a little bit of hints. Let's see, Spirit. What is a sign that someone can pay attention to that this secret is coming out? Okay, 9 of Cups. Independence. The Serpent. Where there is a gap. Interesting. Where there is a space where something should be, but there isn't anything. Okay. 9. Another one? Yes. Okay. This one? Okay. 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Specifically, something about a lion for someone in particular. 5 of Pentacles is another challenge card. And when it comes to the Pentacles, this is something I think that you've lived in this 5 of Pentacles for so long, and you've worked so hard to come up out of this poverty. I don't even want to say poverty mindset, because I think that's a little misleading. Poverty mindset is totally a thing, but also like the reality of the context that you live in is also a thing, right? So I don't want to sit here being like, you've just worked so hard on your mentality. Yes, I think that's true, but you've also worked hard to get yourself to a place where you're not living in poverty all the time. And I think maybe there's a little bit of fear, and that's where this balance between paranoia and experience comes in. 14-5. Okay. Can I get a little bit more insight on this, Spirit? No. Okay. Where would you like me to go? Here? No. Okay. We're going to put this aside. Spirit says no. So I'm going to trust that whatever message is coming out with that card for whoever it is for, we're just going to follow Spirit's lead. This is the Seed and Sickle Oracle deck. Beautiful. And just as I say that, can I get one more? The Seed and Sickle Oracle deck. And today we're going to be using the Dawn guidebook. It comes with 2 guidebooks for 2 different perspectives. It's by Fez Inkwright, and we are going to be using the Dawn guidebook today because I am still learning some of these cards, and I do think we need to look into them. 4 and 5. Okay. I was thinking something about 5, and I was thinking something about like this step. So we've got 5, 5, 5 here. Change. I love it. I think it's in Thai. A 5 is ha. So 555 is ha ha ha. 1818 99. Ha ha ha. Laughing in the face of change. I love it. I love it. So strong, so centered that you can laugh in the face of change. Okay, wisteria and buttercup. Let's start with wisteria, shall we? Let's see here. The Korean legend of Deungnamu. I'm gonna write that like I normally do in the description because I don't trust my pronunciation. But Deungnamu tells of 2 sisters who were both unknowingly in love with the same man. When they discovered each other sneaking into the same tent one night, they chose to continue to love each other rather than fight over him. Nothing that is truly worth achieving can be won alone, and some things are not worth jeopardizing important relationships for. Relying on others can seem like a loss of your independence, but together you can grow stronger than you would on your own. I love this. Wisteria is a beautiful plant. I actually have 2 plants on the outside of my property here where I'm renting, and they are so stunning, but they also require an arbor. They require a skeleton. It's one of those plants that grows up and uses the structure of other solid things that's not going to hurt it in order to grow and to blossom and bloom and do really well. This might be something that perhaps you're getting somebody to come in and join you. That would be really cool. Somebody who respects your boundaries, respects your healthy boundaries. Somebody who can look alongside all of this work and say, yes, that's something I want to be a part of. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely going to be somebody coming in. There might be somebody in your life. I also want to mention, sorry, I just want to make sure there's not two cards here. They're a bit, okay. As you can tell, they're very damaged. They were very stuck together when I got them. One of the things that's coming to mind is, one of the things my partner and I talk about is voting for your relationship. So when there's something that comes up that, you know, maybe one of us is upset, once something's happened, who knows? You know, there's a number of things that can happen in the world. Our response to that is one that we choose because we want to vote for the continuation of our relationship, because we want to be with one another, because we want to make it work. And so we respect each other's healthy boundaries, but we also make the choice not to fight about, like, not to pick at certain things, not to choose certain battles, not to choose certain words or responses, because our relationship is more important than those little things. And the reason I'm saying that is because it came up in this wisteria card. So identifying what things are worth you fighting for and what are not worth fighting for. And then we're going to move to buttercup here right next. So a Persian legend. So we had a wonderful Korean legend. Now we're going to talk about a Persian legend. Tells of a prince who fell in love with a beautiful nymph. So taken was he by her beauty that he serenaded her day and night, certain that she would come to love him back. Take heed of the prince's determination and move forward towards your goal, even if at times it seems as though nothing is changing. Your passion and determination will pay off with time. Yes, yes, yes. Do not stop. Do not get waylaid at this point in the stage. Do not think that because you are in the middle of a contest, and yeah, contest is the right word, a contest that guides and guardians are excitedly watching and cheering you on for, that you have been abandoned by them. That is not the case. There are certain things that spirit can't just do for us. There are certain things that we got to stand up and do on our own. So these buttercup flowers are really about, you know, trust the process, trust yourself, trust the work you have been doing. We're going back into here. Oop, there it is. 7 of coins. Okay, so a validation of the 7 of coins. And funny enough, one of these that you literally can't see anything. You may not be able to see the fruit of your work yet. You may not see the harvest just yet. Do not let that convince you that you are not well on your way. Okay? Another one? Yeah. Okay. This one? No. This one? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can I look at the... Yeah. Okay. It's the way they came out that matters. Okay. So the devil card, which I think might actually be Thoth on there. I might be wrong. My Egyptian mythology is not super, super strong. But again, I will look it up and I will put it in the description. So the 2 of Cups and the devil. What this is telling me is that in your life, there may have been close relationships, people you trusted, maybe you trusted implicitly, people who were a big part of your daily life, your emotional life, maybe even your spiritual life. And you were connected with this person. I'm seeing a goat here. I'm hearing Capricorn, but maybe you were, that doesn't have to be the case. I'm hearing hard-headed, and I love you, Capricorns. Please don't think that I don't love you as much as anybody else. Oh my gosh. Love many Capricorns, but I'm getting the energy of like an unhealed Capricorn energy, an acidic Capricorn energy, the hard-headedness, the stubbornness, the maybe self-defense to the point of like hurting other people. And I say that because I'm thinking of like prey fear. So a goat in the ecosystem is not a predator, it's prey. Which means that it will react more violently. It will headbutt you if it thinks that you're a threat at all. Versus when you have a strong like an apex predator in an environment, that person, that creature is going to respond differently. And if it doesn't see you as a threat or as food, it's just going to probably leave you alone. So there's this idea that you were connected to somebody who lashed out, who hurt you, very likely unintentionally. But the impact stands. Regardless of intention, the impact hurt. And the devil card is not about, at least in my readings, I don't read it as the Judeo-Christian devil. I don't read it like that. The devil to me is a representation of the things in our lives that define our lives in so many ways that we're born into. So you're born into the world, you're born into the place you're in, the family you're in, the class you're in, the structure you're in, culture, paradigms of ideas, all of these different things. And the devil is about breaking that chain of being, having the world prescribe to you who you are and to fit it into this kind of bad setup. Or at least our attempt at a decent setup, but this world that is not beneficial and is harmful. So what I'm getting from these two is that there was somebody in your life who you kept maybe saying your boundaries and then being confused why they didn't listen, and being like, well, you need to respect my boundaries, you need to respect my boundaries, you need to respect my boundaries, and they just wouldn't do it. And you couldn't understand why. The reason why is because you cannot control them and you cannot make them respect you. All you can do is walk away if you've said your piece and they don't respect that. So disconnecting from this connection that was draining you, physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally, draining you, keeping you locked in place. And I'm seeing there's been a snapping of chains, a death of an old cycle and the rebirth of a new. What is worth, what relationships are worth keeping? What things are, worth bringing up in your relationship? Friendship, romance, doesn't matter. Boundaries is one of those things, right? It says be mindful of what battles you choose, but choose yourself, choose your boundaries. Choose to walk away if that is still locking you down. I'm actually going to put this under here because I feel like this is so much to do with this poverty spirit. And I feel like part of the secret is like the revelation of maybe what that was. No, okay. I feel like there's something else in here. Where is it, Spirit? What would you like to say? What would you like to say next, Spirit? Cut the deck. Bottom, okay. Ha! Cut the deck, and on the bottom, there's the sun. Revelation. The sun shining down over this scenario, lighting everything up. Wake up. It's time to get moving. Love that. Love it, love it, love it. Moving from one stage of life into the next. All right, well, I picked this one up, and I think that's what... I'm just going to trust it. Going to trust the muscle movement. Okay, which one? All? Do I have to read them? No. Okay. How do you want to do this, Spirit? Start at the beginning. Okay. All right. These ones I'm going to read just symbolically. Okay. Basil. Sacrifice. You may feel like you've been the punching bag. That you've been unlawfully was the word I was just going to say, but wrongfully sacrificed to, I just heard wrongfully sacrificed at the foot of somebody else's ego. Whoa. Okay. Let's see here. Verbena. A meeting of two worlds that seem impossible but are not. Things looking different on the outside but being more similar on the inside. Sixes. So we had 24 for Basil, 42 for Verbena. So that's 6, 6. I don't see these two necessarily going together, but I do definitely wow. Okay, Verbena, Hops, 26. That's 666. No, sorry, 668. I'm reading it wrong. Well, no, we're just going to trust it. 32. Okay, another 5. So we have another serpent here. Another serpent, and we have hops. Okay. Tell me what this is, Spirit. Give me the right message. Put the right words in my mouth. Something that looked dangerous from where you were in the past is going to be a dead giveaway. Something that you feared that may even still bring up a fear, one that you feel right in your gut. Look that dead in the face and charge at it, because facing your fear will make you so much stronger, and facing your fear is going to be where you're going to find this secret. I'm just going to set this right on top of here. Hops as well. Hops is a very voracious plant. It's also what you make beer out of. So, okay, my brain's running at 1,000 miles an hour. In the past, in early history and ancient history, beer making was something that was largely feminine in various places. I want to specifically say likely the Levant. I'll look into it again. But it was generally a woman's job. And the idea that I'm getting here is that you've done work that has been misappropriated and renamed and taken by somebody else. So beer kind of has become a masculinized thing. And I'm saying that being fully aware that that is very much cultural. That is very much gendered concepts for things that don't have to be gendered. Work doesn't have to be gendered, right? But I'm just getting this message of some kind of acclaim being wrongfully taken, right? This kind of wrongful sacrifice on the altar of somebody else's ego. But the hops will grow back. There will be a new harvest. There will be there's more chances to grow. There's more chances to build. There's more chances to create. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There will be more chances. There is more time. There is more abundance than can ever be taken from you. Oof. There is more available abundance than can ever be taken from you. Allow yourself to see past differences, past surface level differences for something much greater. My goodness. Whew. I love that. I'm just going to set these here. Actually, I'll show them to you. Give you a quick glance at each of them. My apologies. Normally I like to do that. Hops. I have 10 hops on there, which is why I'm getting this. Put that there. And verbena. See, a fish and a bird you don't think are going to get along very well. But it turns out they're quite fantastic in this case. Is there going to be one more? There totally is. Where is it going to be? Not that one. Where is it going to be? Let's find this last card here, Spirit. Or at least the last card for this area. Can we know a little bit more about this secret? I mean, I don't want to dig where I'm not supposed to, but I'm so excited about it for these viewers in this collective. And no, okay, it's going to be different for everybody. Yeah, it is going to be different for everybody. But where you are finding yourself afraid, that's where to take a deeper look, okay? This is a challenge. This is a fight. Don't let fear stop you in this moment. Hawthorn. Oof, magical tree. Okay. I'm going to read this one, actually. Let's find it. 27, Hawthorn. You're setting out on a journey. Nothing can stop you. You are victorious already. Your path is laid out, even if you can't see how you're going to get there. The wisdom of the past is all around us, and there's plenty we can learn from it. Hawthorn helps us to reconnect with these stories, carrying a link to the spirits of the past in the scent of its blossoms, and helping us to speak with them. What is stopping you from moving forward? consult your past, and then when you are a member of your community, think about your past, think about when you or a member of your community may have encountered something similar before. Speak to your elders. If they're safe people to talk to your elders. They've lived lives. They have experience that you don't. I am incredibly grateful for a large number of women in my life who have been so kind as to share their knowledge and their experiences with me. And I feel like there are so many things in my life personally that I have been able to avoid a hard lesson because I was willing to listen to the lessons of the women around me. So, and that's not saying there's no hard lessons and none of my own personally, but that's kind of the energy I'm getting is you don't have to do this by yourself. Are you anticipating a certain response from somebody without actually giving them a fair shot of being able to respond to it themselves and surprising you, perhaps? I feel like there's a little bit more here, Spirit, and then I think then we're almost done this reading. It's so beautiful. This is such a big stage in your life. I'm so excited for you. My eye keeps being drawn back to lucky number 7 on my board. Any last messages for us here, Spirit? Thank you. This one? No. Anything else? Shaman of Cups. Yeah. Gorgeous. I meant to only pull one out, but both of them came out. Okay, let's start here. I'm just going to do this in order. First thing that fell out was the 3 of Cups. I have 3 women dancing by the river. And there's a hippogriff, I think, in the water, which is a half horse, half sea serpent creature. We have fountains and a cauldron. Something's cooking. There's music. There's laughter. When's the last time you went out with your girls? Gender aside. When's the last time you went out with your people? Good people who care and have fun. Whenever I see the 3 of Cups, I always picture going out with my mom and my aunties and different people, and they were all blonde at the time, and they all were sitting in the river, and there was just this beautiful rushing water on a beautiful summer day, and these 3 women who I loved so deeply and who I still love very deeply, all blonde and shining, just in a little triangle in the sun. And I think about that every time, and that is the energy here. Rejoicing, excited energy. It's like we are celebrating this turn of events. We are not wallowing. We will feel our grief and we will move forward from it. Emperor, sitting in the driver's seat, making the decisions. See how he's sitting back? He's lounging. I guess I could show you a little closer. Sitting back, he's lounging. Gender aside, right? 4 of Swords. Finding proper, solid, real rest. And I'm not talking about just like going to bed. That's one kind of rest. That's physical rest. But you need spiritual rest. You need educational rest. Okay, that's interesting. That might be for somebody. I can hear the chickens outside my house calling right now. That's so funny. Somebody needs rest. And the chickens are yelling about it. Alignment. Aligning rest. Get off your phone, maybe. I mean, I'm grateful you're here. I'm grateful you're watching this, but, maybe put your phone down and get some sunshine and if you're able to, some wind on your face if you're able to, whatever your capacity allows, right? But a type of rest where you feel protected and actually properly encased in love and, love and light and peace and prosperity. That's not to say other stuff doesn't exist, but finding rest in that space, finding a peaceful space. 7 of Discs. Again, we've got the 7 of Pentacles. This time it's a woman in late stage pregnancy sitting near soon to be harvested melons, which is another really beautiful moment. She's sitting. She's not overworking. She's looking. She's leaned back, taking in the product of her work. And then the Shaman of Cups. Maybe this is what this cauldron in the corner here is filled with, because we have a Shaman of Cups. Somebody who is alchemizing their emotions. They're not perfect at it yet. There's still things they're learning, but they're actively at the cauldron of their emotions, and it's bubbling, but they're handling it. They're stirring it and releasing that when it needs to be stirred. They're adding in new things. They're alchemizing and creating and changing what is contained within it slowly and over time. I feel like there's just a little bit more, but not much. The chickens are still singing. There we go. Yeah, 10 of Wands. You've been doing this other stuff too long. It's time. You've been walking a long time. You've been tired. You got blisters. Your back is sore. Your hands are exhausted from white knuckle surviving. White knuckle getting through, carrying everything you got to carry. But you know what? When he gets to that little house down here, he's going to have all that. You're going to have all that. All that in a bag of chips. Yeah, you're going to be able to balance it with mindful care. Balancing this. You're going to be able to do it, so don't panic. Oop. Hello? Yeah, okay, yeah. Five of Wands. Again, remember, this is a testing ground. Okay? Don't panic. Ask for advice. You know, take a time and call in your coach for a second. Call in your coaches and ask for advice, because you don't have to know everything yourself, but it is a wise move to know when to lean on the advice of your counselors, your trusted guides. And Ace of Pentacles. I'm stopping it there. It's perfect. It's perfect because this fellow is sitting here, he's looking, he's planning, and then all of a sudden the universe is going to drop something right in front of you. And you're on your way. Don't self-sabotage yourself. Easy to say, hard to do. But you can do it. Because you have been putting in the work of pattern recognition. You've been doing the work of looking at yourself and your life, making this change. Don't expect yourself to self-sabotage. Don't expect yourself to just fall apart, okay? Because it's time for a new blessing. This is really wonderful. I think that's it for cards. But I am super, super excited for you. Man, what an incredible place to be. Remember, there is a secret. One that has been waiting for you. This you, right now, to be where you are. This is ready. So when you see your fear, when you see that blank space where it is the unknown and it terrifies you, when you see that thing, your version of a snake, whatever that frightening thing in the bushes is, stand up, stand your ground. You have got this. That thing is not going to knock you off your feet. You are so much further ahead than you were in the past. Lean on others, trusted people for support. You do not have to do this by yourself. Your guides are cheering you on. They have not abandoned you. You have got this. Trust in your own ability and awakening. You've got this. I know I say that in so many of my readings, but really seriously, I don't think that there's you're here 44 minutes in. Something has spoken to you. Spirit has made this message for you and the moment that it needs to be for you. So trust that. Trust them. Trust you. That's all there is for today. Thank you so much for taking your time to spend with me here and to spend with Spirit and spend with yourself. More importantly than anything, that you are working on yourself. That's an incredible thing to be doing. You should be very proud. Oh, anything else before I go? Let's see here. Oh, I almost forget still when I'm doing them, but I have opened up personal readings as offerings. So if you are interested in purchasing a personal reading, you are welcome to inquire below. I have an email posted in the description of all of my videos, as well as my page description. That is the only way that you can contact me here at Herald and Hearth. And if you would like to, please contact me there and I will send you all of the referential details that are important, all the relevant details. But other than that, of course, you don't have to. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your presence. And I thank you for the hard work that you're doing on yourself. It's powerful work, and this is how we change the world. Man. Oh, I just want to linger. Okay. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I'm so grateful for you. You can call me Auntie A. This has been Herald and Hearth, and I really hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.